Narhari is the Commissioner for Technical Education in Madhya Pradesh. In fact, is a good friend of mine because he belongs to the state of Andhra Pradesh. And before division, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh were joint states, and we've met in various capacities in the past also. And I must say that he has got a deep interest in administration, and wherever he's worked, he's left a deep impact in the sectors which he has handled. So Narhari, welcome to the panel. And what are your views on the new national education policy from the state's perspective? And what do you think is the roadmap to implement this policy in the state?
So thank you, sir. It's really refreshing to be part of this panel, and you being the moderator, it's nice to see you after a bit of time. And I'm also happy to have Mr. Talat ji and Chinmay ji as part of this panel. And I thank APAC Global Education and Skill Conclave organizers for this wonderful initiative, I would say, actually, wherein we are able to not only express our own state government's policy initiatives and programs, but also listen to other states. This is something really, really good. Thanking you once again for giving this opportunity. The National Education Policy 2020, while providing a short and crisp framework document, greatly simplifying the regulatory structure for the sector, has put up several challenges before the education administrators, particularly those dealing with professional education like medical and engineering. The National Education Policy 2020 advocates three key thematic developments. One, from content-driven pedagogy towards conceptual and problem-solving approach. Two, a 360-degree assessment covering educational, mental, and physical well-being of the students. And three, an experiential approach through vocational skills, mathematical and computational thinking, and new age skills such as coding and data science. Whereas the major challenges before the Technical Education Department in Madhya Pradesh, in view of the new Education Policy 2020, we feel these are the things that we are actually trying to work upon. Number one, to decide on the possible education fields like arts, commerce, and medical science to be clubbed with present day course structure in use in states engineering and polytechnic colleges. Once this is done, it will bring the holistic improvement in the fields of research and development, which globally has become multidisciplinary. We all understand the new education policy talks about the multidisciplinary approach. Now we need to marry the possible fields like arts, commerce, etc., with engineering and the technical education. Second, a lot of thinking will be required to establish at least one large multidisciplinary institution in every district in Madhya Pradesh by the year 2030, as per target set under the new Education Policy 2020. Education departments dealing with higher education, technical and medical education have to work in sync with achieving this momentous task. Under the new education policy, it is envisaged that multidisciplinary institutions to have 3,000 students on its roll. To manage such an institution, a broad-based framework with clearly defined direction in choice-based credit system and adequate manpower, particularly faculty, has to be in place. A final year student doing BTech in civil engineering with optional subjects in economics and music will certainly bring out the best graduates to take on challenges in real life domain. Further integration of certificate courses like ITI, which is 1 year, diploma, 2 year, there's polytechnics 2 year, and degree engineering 3 or 4 years, and a multiple entry and multiple exit system will reduce the percentage of dropouts without a certificate or degree. But most important challenge we all understand is how to actually make a framework in order to achieve these things to happen. This is the biggest challenge we all as administrators have to go through. Under the new education policy, examinations are being advised to transform towards a culture of assessment with continuous tracking of learning outcomes, a focus on higher order and foundational skills, and AI-based software progress tracking to enable students to make optimal career choices. To broadly meet the expectation of goals set in new education policy, Department of Technical Education under Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh 2023 program of Government of Madhya Pradesh has decided to work to provide high quality IT-enabled infrastructure and build sustainable bond with industries so as to improve the employability of the students. The Directorate of Technical Education is striving hard to build a bridge among technical institutions and industries by formulating cohesive and result-oriented policies on career and placement, R&D, innovation, startups, and STEM education. These are some of the initiatives that we have already started taking, and I'm mentioning about Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh. This is another important thing our Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh has on the lines of Atmanirbhar Bharat. We have already had the departments are divided into 4 groups, and education being one of the most important thing as per the new education policy. We have already formulated a roadmap as to how to implement the new education policy under Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh 2023. So these are some of the things that we would be working upon. We do have challenges. We know we have a lot of challenges ahead of us, but definitely we will try to work it out, and on the basis of other state governments' experiences, we will incorporate and try to take things forward. Thank you. Initially, that's what I would like to say.
Thank you, Naredi. I think you've really brought out the important aspects of the new national education policy, and it was very interesting to hear from you about this concept of Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh. I think it's a very interesting concept where if states can become really self-sufficient in terms of especially higher education, because we've seen some states which are deficit in terms of the opportunities which are available in the higher education space. They need to send out their students outside, and states can become self-sufficient. I think we will very quickly reach our target of, as a country target of 50% GER. Very good and interesting to hear from you. What do you think is the roadmap? I mean, especially in the technical education sector, what kind of work we need to do at the state level, and what kind of work we are expecting at the central level to really roll out this policy?
Actually, what has happened, sir, with this COVID crisis, what we are seeing is that there's hardly any discussion happening between state and the center as far as the implementation part is concerned. Everybody is working in silos. It looks like that, actually. And we are hoping that somewhere or the other, there have been great ideas which each of the states are doing, which I have been able to understand courtesy this particular Zoom conference. Otherwise, I feel that we need to have, each of the states should actually should discuss it out with other states as to what they are doing, share each of our initiatives, and try to see to it that after a long time, a new education policy has come, and there are so many positive aspects to this policy, which are very, very, I would say it's timely in nature, actually, much needed in the current timeline that we are living in. So we need to have a comprehensive way of taking these things forward. So that is where, especially what I'm mentioning is Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh is a very important initiative that Madhya Pradesh government has actually come up with, and the policies that we need to frame, the outcomes and the things that we want to do, we actually got it approved by Niti Aayog. So something finally each one of the states have to think about this. Whatever we frame, whatever kind of policies or the initiatives or the roadmap that we are designing, is it actually in tune with what Government of India's NEP has envisaged? And rightly, Chinmay has rightly mentioned that any policy has to be realistic in nature, in the sense that what is on paper and what we try to do it on the field, there has to be a lot of bridging which needs to be done, whether it is technologically or otherwise so. So this is where we feel that a lot of work has to be done. And I'm very, very sure that with all states coming together and Central supporting us in each and every initiative of this kind, we definitely, there's a huge responsibility on our shoulders that if we miss the bus of NEP 2020, hardly will we have any other bus left out to catch up to. So this is a very good platform that we have had, and we definitely look forward that we will take these things forward. Thank you once again.
Yeah, I agree with you, Narari. I think there's need for a very collaborative effort between the state administrations, and also, especially in the higher education sector, we are looking for transformation of policy into the organizational structure and the regulations which we expect to move forward on that.